Welcome to another edition of the Story Behind the Car. We're with Bill, and I was walking along and I saw your bus, and I had to stop. So, Bill, can you tell us about your VW bus?
Stop anytime. Well, this is a 1967. It was originally the model that Volkswagen called it is a combi, a combination bus.
Okay.
That you could take the interior out, haul, a dishwasher home after you bought it. But that's why they called it a combi. But the Westfalia campers and all campers are based basically on the early panel vans or combis.
Okay.
And so I bought it with the intention of making it. It did have a camper interior in it when I bought it, but I knew I was going to make it a Westfalia camper.
Okay.
And that's what I did. Yeah.
And we were talking before I started shooting. You bought it in San Diego.
No, actually, I bought it in San Jose. I was a flight attendant before I retired, and I was watching on the West Coast in the papers on my layovers, looking for a bus to buy because I knew they'd be solid out there.
Yeah.
And I flew out for one long weekend when I nailed down 3 or 4 or 5 buses I would look at. Flew out, stayed a weekend with a friend, borrowed their car, raced around, looked at all these buses. And this one, although not the most collectible version, like a 23 window, I knew I wanted a camper, and that's why I had to get a good combi, a good solid combi, and this was it. So this is the one I picked and drove it back from San Jose, California to St. Louis.
And were you working for TWA at that time?
Yep, I was a TWA flight attendant, and then American bought TWA, and I flew for them for another 17 years. So I got 44 years in.
And what year did TWA sell?
They sold, I think it was 2000 was the whole process started.
Okay.
But they American operated it separately as an LLC, and then eventually went full tilt boogie. We changed into their uniforms. We were flying around in TWA paint jobs with the word American on the side of the airplane there for a while. So, but that
44 years. That's
yeah,
amazing.
I got 44 total in. Yeah, I was mostly a flight attendant. Probably about 7 or 8 years I did flight attendant emergency training.
Okay.
All the evacuation stuff and first aid stuff.
And back to the bus.
It's Westfalia interior. This is what we call a non-walk-through van, referring to you couldn't walk from the front through a passageway into the back here.
Yes.
But they made either wall vans, which is this bus, or walk-throughs. So this is a non-walk-through, and it got slightly different. You got a longer bench because there's no pathway.
Yeah.
And little subtle other differences. But otherwise, the two are pretty much a carbon copy. Icebox. Lots of storage in every little cubby hole everywhere. Yeah. There's a closet for your clothing. There's, you put your Coleman stove down there, whatever. There's, you would get a roof rack for the roof. That's why this tent rail is here.
Okay.
And it's broken because one of the legs of the roof rack goes here, a wood slat roof rack, which is really cool, and they're very collectible. And you can load all your crap up there, and they'd haul a lot. In fact, this is 1 ton rated.
Wow.
From 1962 on. They were 1 ton rated, and before that 3/4. So they hauled more. They could haul more weight than a normal pickup, American
Holy
pickup
cow.
truck.
Yeah.
But they just can't go very fast. So
Yeah.
they'll do. This will do comfortably all day long. 65.
Will it really?
Yeah, but I keep it to 62 or 3. I'm real happy there. She loves it. The bus loves it. She just purrs like a kitten. We've done some pretty long trips in it. You don't press these things out on the road because it's hard to find parts. If you're not carrying up breakdown parts, you're going to be on AAA in the phone in a second. But,
what is the red?
That is a factory VW part number. This is a warning triangle. Like if you break down, always carry your warning stuff just in case. But you can. If you broke down in the middle of the night, you could run back 100 feet, 200 feet, set that triangle up, and people at least can see you. So I should just put it away, but I've always just left it up there.
Yeah. When I saw it there, I thought maybe there was something in the wall there in between.
Yeah, no, it's just a warning triangle. I have like 2 bags of tools back there. I'm always ready to do pretty much anything normal, typical kind of breakdown. I got that. I've got a little backpacker stove somewhere because I have another camper. I have an 87 Westfalia camper, a Vanagon camper. And if we're really my wife and I are going on a long trip, we'll probably hop in that one and take off because we can do about 70 all day long in that thing and still not go as fast as everybody else, but at least a little faster. And it's even bigger and a little more comfortable. But this one you can't beat for the bed. The bed's got a 6-inch mattress. I mean, it is really, really comfortable. I like to sleep in this more than I like my other camper's bed. But Yeah, it's got like over there. It's got a table that folds out from the wall.
Okay.
Folds back when you want to put the bed out. Bed comes out to about here or so you can still kind of wiggle through, pop the top, drop the top, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. And being a flight attendant all your life, you are used to small spaces and storage.
Yeah. You should see the galleys we worked in, served 200 people out of. So it was like, we were, we were ready for compact.
Yes. And
but
can we see the engine?
Yes, you can. Sure.
Earlier,
it's these came with a 1500 cc engine from the factory, a single carb, and this is almost exactly correct. The only changes I did was put a slightly different fan shroud that had better cooling of the oil cooler, which is inside that housing.
Yes.
It's air cooled, and this would normally be just a black steel pulley similar to that, but down here. But this is a timing pulley, and it's got a little extra weight to counteract the flywheel on the other side of the engine.
Okay.
And so those are the only changes. Everything else is exactly stock the way it should be. Same bright air cleaner. No, actually, it's really dirty. I made a decision to come here, this morning. So I didn't have time to really clean up. So
I shot a Herbie clone.
Oh yeah.
Here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
He lives. Lived in Wentzville. I think he's.
Oh, it's Maniac Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know him. Yeah, he's a good friend. We'll see him tonight. We're all going to a party tonight for the guy who throws the VW show in town at Das Bevo.
Okay.
And his wife's turning 40, so we're all going to a karaoke party. God help us.
Yeah.
But Maniac Mike and Amy is his wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful car.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful van, and I love your sticker here.
Well, it's nice because it's just, it's magnetic, and when I want it on, I can take it off. But if I'm going to do any freeway driving, I own the right lane. No one's getting around me. You're going to have to go around me because I'm not getting out of the way. I can't go anywhere else. The right lane is my lane. So I put that on there, and I've never had anybody pass me and flip me off or be pissed that I held them up, because they wanted to do 90. They see that and they go, okay, he's warned me.
Yeah.
He's warned me that he can't go any faster.
And it's a beautiful van. So
Yeah.
So we'll drift over. And how many windows is this?
Well, this would be considered, I think, an 11-window bus, but these combis never got really termed that way. The passenger vans that everybody's after, the 21 and 23 window buses, those had a fourth window here. And above every window had a little opera window. Yeah. And then the 23 window got a corner window and a shorter hatch. So there's all this minutia to remember, but.
And the price on those just keeps going up.
Yeah. Well, there's been I think in most cars, there's been kind of a correction lately. They've kind of they were hitting 200,000, and then suddenly for really nice ones. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they've kind of corrected back to 170, 150. There's been a correction, but they're still the top of the line in old buses.
That's amazing. And what is the benefit of having the pop top?
Because when I get up in the morning when I'm camping, I hate to, with a solid top, which this used to be a solid top. Okay. I hate to sit there crouched like this in the morning pulling my pants up, And when you can have the pop top up, you can stand upright like a man and pull your pants up and get dressed and get out. And it's just more airy. You can open the mosquito screens on all the sides, get more fresh air in. Yeah. And it has the louver windows with mosquito screens, so you can get some pretty fair air if there's any breeze. It's got a sleep power, so it'll take 110. Cord plugged here, has an outlet inside, so you can charge your batteries or run a fan or whatever you want to do. This is the rare. These are actually factory, not reproduction, but these are factory Safari windows, which were real unusual in the United States because we didn't really need them so much. We didn't have the horrible, African heat or the swamps of Brazil. Yeah. People there had roads so poor they couldn't go more than 15 to 20 miles an hour, and they were dying in their buses, because there's no air conditioning, and they couldn't get enough air in, and enough people complained, and Volkswagen went, you know what? We should make these windshields open up like a Jeep does. Yeah. So you can open them at any angle you want. And get fresh air, and it's really, it's like riding a motorcycle on the highway. It's like amazing. You better have glasses and keep your mouth shut because you're going to eat a bee. But
36 Ford, and it had the vent on the front.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's amazing what air you can get even at low speed. But So yeah, if it's real hot, and you're going fairly slow, you can bring the windows down, just open them an inch, get a nice flow of air right onto you, and they make modern air conditioners now for these old buses. I'm not going to get them. I don't need it. I have Safaris, and I don't daily drive it anywhere. It doesn't go to I don't work anymore, so I'm not having to have that air conditioning. I can crack the window and I'm fine. So.
Yes. Any other quirkiness we should talk about before? I see the step pedal, so that's when you have the door open.
Yeah, that's an assist pedal, and it's for me going in the driver's door. It's not very convenient. I'm better just hopping into the seat, but my wife loves it. She climbing into the passenger side. She uses it all the time. Steps on it, grabs the windshield post, and pulls herself up and into the bus.
Yes.
If you're real tall, these aren't probably the best buses, but I'm 6'1", and I'm up the upper limit of height for driving these things. Although I know some guys that are 6'3" and 4" that own these, and we just all hunch. We have a bus driver hunch where we lean on the wheel with our elbow and our and now our heads are down where we can really see. And if you sit upright really well, your head's kind of up into the roof of the bus.
Okay. And I love the paint count.
Isn't that cool? It's not stock, and I wish I had done it. But back in my mild custom days, or modified days, I wanted an elegant paint job, and told my painter, I don't want it to look like a limo, not a hippie bus.
Yeah.
And he picked these two colors out. He put a bunch of colors out in front of me, and I love this combination, and that's what we did back in '85.
Can I open the door?
Yes. Yeah. You want to?
Yeah. I just want to make sure.
Go ahead. No, it won't hit. And it's got what they call a salt and pepper upholstery in the front seats only.
Okay.
And it uses these simple commercial gray panels, which are stock to a camper.
Yeah. Just beautiful.
Yeah. It's got a pretty rare AM/FM radio that is a Bendix Sapphire radio that are made for Volkswagens. Usually everybody predominantly finds an AM radio in the dash, but that's an AM/FM.
So beautiful and so utilitarian.
Yeah, fun, simple, and easy to work on.
Yeah.
I carry tools, a roll of Scotch tape, and a coat hanger, and I can pretty much fix anything with all that. It's not too complex. They're old carburation, old distributors, and you got one of those roll out. Yeah. But I always carry, on a road trip especially, I carry a full set of tools to do most of the things I might have to do. And I have a spare carburetor rebuilt and ready to go, and I have a spare distributor and a spare coil. And then I think I have wheel cylinders, one for the rear and one for the front in case I had to replace them on the road.
Yeah.
And I don't want to wait in somewhere in the middle of Podunk, Iowa, waiting for an air shipment of something from the West Coast. If you've got the part on board, you can get it fixed. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she's a good old truck.
Well, thank you so much for showing us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tell us the story behind your beautiful van.
I hope I didn't go too long.
No, you didn't. Thank you.
You're welcome.